sorry for that short problem. Let's go back. Yeah, I think in the meantime everyone was able to read the agenda, so that should be quite clear. Everyone knows also where we're going to talk about today, about the hybrid meeting or change to hybrid meeting rooms. And as said, this is of course one of the things that we see changing is, we had the meeting rooms or the way we meet today, and we met the past let's say 40 months during this pandemic, and we expect a dramatic change in the next part or the second part of this year, and for sure also next year, when we will begin to reconnect in person. I hope the audio is okay now. Thank you. We expect the balance of course between office life and remote working. That's a big question for everyone today. How will this look like in the short or in the next, let's say 18 months? How will this look like? And if we listen to some experts, this is what a lot of experts are saying today, that it is to be expected that people will go to the office 3 days a week, and they will stay at home or their home office for 2 days a week. It's an average, it's an expectations. Of course, will it be true? We don't know. But let's take it as an expectation. And yeah, if we look back, we were, before the pandemic, we were all used to meet in person most of the time. Of course, everyone had some virtual meetings on a daily or on a weekly basis, depending on which kind of job you had. And hybrid meeting did already exist, but it was it was a very short or very small part of the way people met in the past. And how do we see it for the future? Hybrid meeting will be the by far the leader or the most important way we meet. And in person will still exist. We will still meet in person in the next 18 months, but it will be less way of meeting than the hybrid meeting. For those who are not familiar with hybrid meeting, I assume most of you guys understand already what this means, but just in 1 or 2 sentences, you have participants who are at the office, like in this picture. That tells everything actually. You have 4 people in the building at the office, and you have, for example, another 4 people that are working from home, and you want to involve everyone in this meeting to work together, to create together, to present together. But of course, the way or this change will bring a lot of challenges. And I think the first challenge is engagement. We all know, even if you meet in person with people, engaging everyone in the meeting is not easy. That's already a challenge. But if you move to hybrid meeting, this challenge becomes even bigger, to involve everyone in what you want to talk about, what you want to present, what you want to create together. Another big challenge, of course, budget. Not all companies are prepared to invest money or a lot of money in their meeting rooms to tune them into a hybrid meeting room. And another one is, of course, also integration. I think we have 2 ways we can talk about integration. The first way is like you have meeting rooms where we have no walls; it's only glass. How to put a display, for example, in this kind of meeting room to make it a hybrid meeting room. And then also the other point is integration in your way of work, in what your employees know. Are they ready to change the way they meet? So that's also a big challenge. This being said, we also would like to know something from your side. How do you look at the future? And we have just a very short question that we would like to ask you. So here I will launch the polling. So it's a very easy question. How many days do you expect people will go back to the office in the post-pandemic period? Okay, I see a lot of answers are coming in. I see that the most people have the same opinion as we have, and also as most of the experts. Okay, most of people already answered. I will stop the poll and share the results. Interesting to know. So yeah, 33% of the people expect that we will go back to the office 3 days a week. So that's indeed in line with expert, but of course nobody will know exactly, and it will not be a precise number. Okay, thanks for sharing your feedback. Which other challenges do we see? Yeah, how to make hybrid meeting rooms as intuitive and straightforward as face-to-face meeting rooms. So that's a huge challenge. And if we look at today's meeting room, they are actually, most of the meeting rooms are equipped for in-person meetings. So that means there is a display, or mostly there is a display, not always interactive, but there is something to project or to share the image of a laptop. And there is whiteboarding, interactive whiteboarding, or a flip chart. So that's basically or the basics of in-person meeting rooms equipment. If we move to hybrid meeting rooms, the basics we still need, but we need to add video conferencing. Without video conferencing, you cannot talk about hybrid meeting rooms. And we also need co-creating platforms because people have to work together from distance and in the room. So our solution, of course, we have looked at all those trends, and we came up with a solution a few months ago already, and that's our i3SIXTY Pro, a high-end versatility. And yeah, why is this a very good solution for the hybrid meeting room? It has everything you need on board. It has a video conferencing, it has the whiteboarding, it has wireless sharing, and the important thing is, I will highlight it here, the ease of use. Somebody who is not trained, he has to be able to work with this equipment immediately. He is used to work with his laptop, as he has been working, or she has been working from home the past period. So he knows how to work with video conferencing. That's not an obstacle anymore. But the same way of working should also appear in a meeting room. So the ease of use is crucial here to use the infrastructure at a maximum. What else does the i3SIXTY Pro has is it's compatible with all video conferencing platforms. So if the company policy is Teams, you just use your Teams how you are used to use it on your device. You can use the same, or it's the same procedure that you can use the Teams on the i3SIXTY Pro or the other video conferencing platforms. Doesn't matter which one. The camera that is on board is specifically developed for meeting environments. It has of course a 4K resolution. We know, of course, that video conferencing software is mostly compressing the 4K to a lower resolution because of bandwidth. But if you want to have 4K video conferencing, you can do. The camera is prepared, the whole system is prepared to it. But perhaps even more important is the 120-degree angle. And if you are in the meeting room, small, large, whatever size of meeting room, with this viewing angle, everyone will be on the picture. It has a 12-meter pickup range of sound, omnidirectional. So if people are left, right, far away, whatever, sound will be picked up. And there's also face recognition. So people can be recognized by the camera, and the camera can automatically zoom in on the people in the room. If you're in a bigger room, for example, then the camera can zoom in automatically. So those are very crucial items during a video conferencing or a hybrid meeting from a meeting room. The display is also rotatable, so that's a very nice to have feature. So, for example, if you want to share a PDF document, yeah, that's mostly it's a portrait document, so you can turn the display into portrait mode, and you can talk about the document and even annotate on it. If you have a PowerPoint like we have at this point here, then it will be in landscape position, of course. It's a mobile solution, so it's on a stand with very big wheels to overcome whatever steps that you need to overcome. So it's a real mobile solution. It fits through every regular door very easily. So you can take it wherever you want with you. Just plug in the power and you're ready to start your hybrid meeting. Also, because it's on a mobile stand, if there are no walls where you can mount something, it can fit in that meeting room. What we also see is two different user scenarios. In some companies, the policy is bring your own device. You come in with your laptop and you connect your laptop to the display or to the i3SIXTY that is in the hybrid meeting room. But we also see companies where the policy is no, you don't need your own device, or you can bring your own device, but we use the room device for our hybrid meeting room. So both scenarios are perfectly possible with the i3SIXTY Pro. How does it work? And this is a really unique feature. The i3SIXTY Pro, so if the policy of the company is bring your own device, you come into the meeting room with your laptop, you connect it via USB-C to the i3SIXTY Pro, and you have actually one cable for sound, for image, for touch, power. So your laptop will be powered with the 45 watt powering. So you can meet, you can have the whole day meetings with just connecting that cable. And then perhaps the most important one, also the camera and the audio will be connected to your laptop. So there is a camera here on top of the display. So this camera will, or the connection to the camera will be guided via this one cable connection to your laptop. So you use your laptop for to start your meeting. If it's a Zoom meeting or whatever, you start it from your laptop with your account. You start from mostly from your agenda, and by connecting this USB-C cable, you can use actually the whole infrastructure of the i3SIXTY Pro. So not only the camera, but also afterwards, if you want to make annotation, we will show that in a minute. And then the second user scenario is that people or the company policy is that the employees use the room device. So there is an OPS computer insert in the i3SIXTY Pro in this case. So big advantage of OPS computer is that you don't have any cable connected to the computer. You don't need to start up or to shut down the computer. Everything goes together with the display. So it's slide in, it's docked into the display, and it's a Windows solution. It's a Windows computer, so you can actually manage it as all other computers in the environment of the company. So people come into the room. For example, if you have Office 365, they can log in with a room account or with a personal account and start their meeting from there. And even open all the Office 365 documents that have been prepared. They can also open them on the device in the room. Of course, both scenarios can also be combined, because it's not the one or the other. You can also go for the two scenarios, a mix of both, that the employees can, or the users, the end users can choose which is their most preferred solution. And again, here, that's why we said Windows environment, because we think the market, or it is a market leader. If you look at corporate environments, Windows is by far a leader. So everyone is used to work in a Windows environment. So the ease of use or the adoption is not needed, because people know it. Also here, a question for you guys is, I will launch a second poll. What is the most common user scenario according to you? Is it the first one, bring your own device, or is it the second one, where people are using a room device to log in into their account or into a room account? Answers are coming in quickly. We have already more than 60% of the attendees. A lot of attendees today, as I can see. Happy to see. Okay. Okay, I think we have a winner here. I will share the results because I think those are results that can be interesting for everyone. So 67% of the people think that bring your own device is more common than the second user scenario, even though also 33% think about or think that that's more common. So that's actually for us very good to know that it's important that that solution has both possibilities. And of course, as bring your own devices is by far more important, the USB-C connection, a real USB-C connection with all the connections underneath are crucial. Okay, thanks for the feedback. Yeah, then also a very important question, or one of the challenges that we talked about at the beginning, is how to engage people. And yeah, the first one, for example, in PowerPoint, that's what I was already using all the time during this presentation. So what I'm using here is actually the active stylus that comes with i3SIXTY Pro, and the active stylus is already pre-programmed, pre-installed with Windows Ink software. So that means when you pick up the pen, you can start writing immediately in PowerPoint. So it distinguishes the difference between pen and finger. With my finger, I can go through the presentation, go to the next slide, previous slide, and with the stylus, I can annotate automatically. So that's already a very intuitive way of engaging people by putting the attention on what you are talking about. That's not only in PowerPoint the case, but of course that works in all Office 365 applications, like Excel, Word, and also in Microsoft Whiteboard. Another very important thing is in general whiteboarding. We are in a hybrid meeting environment. People are at home. We want to have a white page. So for example, here in every video conferencing solution has whiteboard solutions. So if I, for example, here start, I will stop sharing for a second the presentation. I start sharing a whiteboard from Zoom in this case, because we're using Zoom at the moment, like that. So just a second, stop the PowerPoint. Yep. So I'm sharing at the moment. I'm sharing the whiteboard, and yep, like this. And I can of course make annotation in this whiteboard. But Caitlin, she is also in this webinar, and she can start also making annotation. So, for example, let's say we want to talk about the pros and the contrasts of the i360 Pro. She can annotate from her side, and I can of course also annotate from my side. If we talk about the pros and contrasts, i360 Pro, ease of use, for example. Sorry for my not that clear writing. I hope everyone can see it. Yeah, we are now in a webinar, so it's a little different than if you are just in a regular meeting. But just to say that every video conferencing tool today has the possibility to co-create in a whiteboard, so to make annotations together with everyone who is in the meeting. But not only with the whiteboard application of Zoom. Also, for example, if you are using Microsoft Whiteboard, also there, let's open a Microsoft Whiteboard in this case. So everyone who is using Office 365 has the possibility to use Microsoft Whiteboard. Here, for example, if you have to make the week agenda, so again, we can work together here. Caitlin from her side, me from my side, wherever I am in the world, we can start here putting together which day am I at the office or which day am I available, like this, and she can add her stuff in another color on the whiteboard application. Some strange reason what we are writing is not following on the Zoom. I don't know why, but nevertheless, those are some interesting examples on how to co-create in whiteboarding. So I will jump back to the PowerPoint. Just a second, almost there. Yes, back to the PowerPoint. Yeah, so yeah, the way of engaging people in hybrid meeting, there I think it's crucial to have the possibility to work together on a whiteboard or to annotate on elements that you are presenting, so that people see where you're talking about or in which part of the slide you are at that moment. Then if we look further at yeah, some interesting features of the i360 Pro, of course it's a high quality product built to last. It has also a whiteboard application on board. It has wireless sharing on board, but those are not so crucial, I think in this case. It has an active pen, so the active pen that we just showed with Office, sorry, with the Microsoft Ink possibility, so that you can annotate automatically in all the Microsoft applications. So also they're crucial. And then yeah, the intuitive use of the product, just plug it into the power and go. It comes also with motion and light sensor. So that means if the motion sensor or if there is nobody in the room, the display can shut down automatically and turn on automatically when people are coming back into the room. So to save power, of course. It's capacitive touch, so it's the best touch technology there is at the moment. So it's the same touch technology as we have on our smartphones and tablets. So also there, no discussion about the touch technology. This one, oh, sorry, a little too fast. Optical bonding also here, so there is no air gap. It's a zero air gap between glass and the panel. So when you touch it, where you touch the display, there the action will happen. So there's no discrepancy between those two. And then, yeah, what we already touched is the one cable connection. That's of course crucial. One of the crucial parts for sure. If you are in a bring your own device environment or policy, that's a must-have. And then, yeah, of course, a very nice looking product with that will fit in every meeting room. There is a choice between two colors, so the stand can be black or white. Depending on your environment, you can choose which one. The display is always black. There's unfortunately no choice. The size is 55-inch, so that's perfect size for a huddle room, of course, for room with 4 or 5 people, let's say. And then, yeah, very important also the budget friendliness of the solution. At the end, it's a video conferencing solution, so you get really value for money. It's not a very expensive one, because we want to have as fast as possible as many hybrid meeting rooms as possible. So of course budget is here a crucial thing. But of course, yeah, as mentioned, only 55-inch. But if you have the question, yeah, what if I need a larger i360 Pro? We have, of course, an answer. So if you need a larger display, we also have an PXR, IT Touch PXR 65-inch. We have a PX 75 and 86-inch. So the 65-inch is also rotatable. The other ones are not rotatable because they're way too large to rotate. But they have the same specs as the i360 Pro. So that means for the bring your own device policy, you can also connect USB-C cable, and that will be handled, or it will handle all the connection to the rest of the infrastructure. So if you take one of those displays, you put an IP Camera Pro on top of it with the multi-bracket on a mobile stand if needed, and then optional with the OPS if the room device is a must-have in that company. Then you also have actually the same solution as the i360 Pro that we showed you until now. Also here, interesting to know is if we compare with one of the most important competitors, like the Microsoft Surface Hub, the second version, of course, we have quite a lot of advantages, like the rotation. In case you want to show some documents that are more visible in a portrait, you can rotate with i360 Pro. It has the necessary sensors to save power. The wireless sharing doesn't matter which platform you are using. The camera has the very big advantage with the 120 degrees. That's a very big advantage, so that everyone in the room will be on the picture. Also, if you would add the OPS computer, we're already on the 10th generation, so that's a much better solution. Yeah, also warranty-wise, I think we have an advantage. And then, yeah, perhaps the most important one is the what we were saying, that budget is crucial. And if you look at pricing, of course, that's depending of which country you are in. But let's say that the i360 Pro is more or less 50% less expensive than a Microsoft Surface Hub. So that's a very big gap where we can fill up much more meeting rooms with a hybrid solution than if you would go for a Microsoft Surface Hub solution. And you get also, for this price, you get a 55-inch display and not a 50-inch as with the Surface Hub. If we move on to a larger size, as mentioned, with Microsoft has also an 85-inch Microsoft Surface Hub, and we have here a bunch of other sizes then that we also can cover, that you can choose for the best size for the meeting room. All right. Good. We already reached the Q&A part of the presentation, a little sooner than expected. So I don't know if there are some questions still open.
The first one is, when you rotate the i360 Pro, the webcam image rotates also?
Yes. Yeah, exactly. That's a very good question that I actually didn't touch, but when you rotate the display, the camera will also rotate. But that's only the case when you're working on the OPS, on the internal computer, on the OPS computer, because we have developed software that runs on the Windows computer, on the Windows OPS computer. So in combination with the let's say the meeting device or the meeting room device, the second way of work. In that case, the camera image will rotate. If you connect your own laptop, the image of the camera won't rotate, because your own laptop will never have that software, rotation software on board. Yeah, very good question.
Second one is, can you install UC platform applications on the Android layer and conference without an OPS?
That's possible. That's possible to use the Android layer also, but in corporate environments, I'm not sure if that's the best way to go. But that's for sure possible. Yeah. And also in that case, the camera will rotate. Okay. Good. If there are no other questions, then yeah, of course, if you have questions afterwards, please send us an email. No problem. We will try to respond as soon as possible. Good. Then what rest us is just to have a look at the next, what's coming next. And in a few weeks, on July 13th, to be precise, we will have another webinar, very exciting webinar about the user experience on the i3 Touch range. So we are at this moment developing, we are finalizing the user experience. It's called i3 Studio. So the launcher, the home screen, the settings menu, so all those things are being reinvented, improved, of course, after a lot of feedback from our channel and also from the end users. So we are adapting that feedback, and then together also with all the nice improvements and benefits of the new whiteboard applications. So that's the basics that we will touch in the next webinar on July 13. Of course, you will get an invite for that later. And also of this webinar, or of today's webinar, you will get the recordings afterwards. So if you have colleagues who are not able to attend, they can still watch the recordings. All right, then one last thing, and that's thank you for attending this webinar about the hybrid, our hybrid meeting room solution. And I hope to see you on the next one. Have a nice day. Bye-bye.